So yes, I remembered the password to my YouTube account and I decided to log on to upload this video because I saw this headline and I could not believe this. Yes, I'm talking about the Bored Ape situation where there were a bunch of attendees and they were throwing their little jerk off party, if you will, where they're all having their little kumbaya because they're throwing money down the drain and they find that more fun than actually spending it on useful things. And I know, hold up. Some people are like, hey, why are you making a video on this? What's the point? Who cares about Bored Apes? We already made a video talking about NFTs and how they're dead. So why would you even be talking about Bored Apes? Well, the reason is because I cannot fathom in my mind, first of all, that there are people who are even going to this shit still, people who still believe in Bored Apes, even though just the value of NFTs are practically non-existent anymore. But the fact that they held this event, you have a bunch of people who are actually running it that are fucking probably billionaires, and for some reason they didn't hire any electrical engineer at all, or if they did, they hired one who didn't give a shit. Because some users, and I say some, but who knows how many people it could have been at this point, but there were people that ended up getting blinded at the event. Let me explain. So this is the statement that the official Bored Apes Twitter account posted a couple days ago. Personally, I think it's dog shit. I don't think it's good at all, but let's read it together. Apes, we are aware of eye-related issues that affected some of the attendees of Ape Fest and have been proactively reaching out to individuals since yesterday to try and find the potential root causes. Now, I'm gonna tell you straight up, this is a load of dog shit. Again, this is all PR speak, but first of all, when they say some, it's pretty much always used as the way to mitigate the actual severity of the situation. Oh, it's just some of them. It's not a lot of them, because when you read further into the post, I'll just finish it for you real quick. They say, based on our estimates, we believe that much less than 1% of those intended and working the event had these symptoms. While nearly everyone has indicated their symptoms have improved, we encourage everybody who feels them to seek medical attention just in case. So, and there's already a whole article on it. We'll go through in a second. But yes, they sit there and say, oh, well, it's only less than 1%. Well, how many is 1%? What is it? 100 people, 200 people, 300 people? Now, granted, I know people are gonna be like, well, did you look at the footage, bro? Did you see the party? Clearly, it couldn't have been that many people. Yeah, I know, I've seen it. And you know what? Look at the party. You tell me what you what you think of it. So because of copyright claims or potential copyright claims, I'm not going to sit there and play the actual audio, but this is the party. This is the clip that literally everybody and their grandma's been sharing. They're like, oh my God, look how fucking cringe this is. I mean, personally, it's just a bunch of people. I mean, granted, a bunch of dumb people that are at a Bored Apes party, but there are people that are having fun nonetheless. And you know what? So what? It is what it is. People act like they ain't never done this shit with their homies outside when they go to a party and sit there and having a good time. They don't really give a shit how fucking stupid they may look because they're just having fun. Anyways, yeah, these are the amount of people who are chilling here. It's a decent amount. So it makes you wonder exactly how many people are actually affected by this situation, because again, there's not really a small amount of people there. So what is it, 20 people, 30 people, 40 people? I don't know how many, how big this venue is, but it's just a very, I don't like it when companies try and spin things that way where they just say, oh, it's only less than 1%, or it's not really that many, it's just some people. No, you're downplaying it. You're sitting there trying to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal when, dog, going blind, losing your eyesight, something that sticks with you for the rest of your life until you are dead, that's a pretty crucial function of your body. Something that I think that at least I cherish, and I think everybody else who went to that party cherishes as well too. So it says here that some Ape Fest attendees posted on Twitter after seeking medical attention. One person reported that they had been diagnosed with photokeratitis, aka welder's eye, a condition caused by unprotected exposure to ultraviolet radiation. And another saying that the issue was a result of UV from the stage lights, leading to speculation that the injuries were caused by improper lighting used at the event, which is what I said at the beginning of this video. These lights, all that shit that people were dancing around, all them shits going around, yeah, it was pretty much just like laser beams into your eyeballs that could potentially make you go blind, which again is what nobody wants. So I just want to add this information in real quick because it adds a little bit more from the PR statement that was said on Twitter. It says, we are actively reaching out in touch with those affected to better understand the root cause, says a spokesperson from the Bored Apes Yuga Labs. They said, based on our estimates, the 15 people we've been in direct communication with so far represents less than 1% of approximately 2,250 event attendees and staff at the Saturday night event. Now, when I read this, it says, based on our estimates, the 15 people we've been in direct communication with so far, this is where they get their 1% from. And for me, I just want to say, man, this feels like a load of dog shit. When you sit there and you put this based on who we've been in direct communication with so far, that, yeah, you're gonna sit there and say it's low because who's reaching out? I mean, granted, you would think a lot of people would reach out if they've been affected, but maybe some people are like, hey, shit, it is what it is. I'll just go get it taken care of. I'm not even gonna bother reaching out or even talking to people. Maybe they can't even get into contact with them. It's hard to say, but I honestly find it extremely hard to believe that only 15 people are really affected by this. I think it's really just that they said only 15 people reached out to them, so to them they're like, oh, well, everybody else has to be fine, when in reality that's probably the furthest thing from the truth. Anyways, I just want to add this part in real quick, and this is where I'm so confused and baffled by why I even made this video. Is just, how do you get to this point? Like, how is there no one that ever thinks about safety or just the concerns of things like this to just do their due diligence? When you have this much money, when you're a company this big, yeah, sure, NFTs are dead now, right? Yes, all these people are celebrating and dancing around for something that literally has no value at all. You probably get more value just taking a shit on a piece of art and then putting it on the wall and trying to give it to a museum. But the point is, Bored Apes, they're not like, it's not like they're bankrupt, right? Like, they were able to host this party. Maybe they're just getting broke to the point they couldn't hire an electrical engineer. It's just, this isn't something that goes through someone's mind. Typically, you shouldn't have to worry about that. And that's why it's just so baffling. How does this happen? And so these were some tweets from the attendees. One person said, woke up in the middle of the night after Ape Fest with so much pain in my eyes that I had to go to the hospital. I've seen several tweets about it. Doctor told me it was due to the UVs from stage lights. I go to festivals often, but never experienced this. I tried to understand how it could happen. There's almost 1,000 people were made blind. It seems like the lamps were not safe and came from AliExpress. Anyone an idea how this could happen? Yeah, it's called people not giving a shit. That's how. And that's really what it boils down to. It's called the people behind Bored Apes party. The people who actually set it all up just did not give a fuck. They were like, hey, you know what? Who gives a shit, right? Hey, who's gonna get injured out here? And then said people get injured, and they're like, oh fuck, hey, you know what? Only a couple people got injured. All right, guys. And then another person said, anyone else's eyes burning from last night? I woke up at 3 a.m. with extreme pain and ended up in the ER. I saw a couple reports, but just trying to figure out if there was a common thread. And then one more post, someone said, for information purposes only, so far, 30 hours since woke up from severe eye burn. I visited emergency hospital and eye clinic and spent there a total of 6 hours. Got diagnosed with photokeratitis over both eyes, accident related, with prescribed steroid eye drops and eye lubricants. My vision was tested as close to perfect with no serious cornea damage. Luckily, so many of my friends are still unaware. They must seek medical help to make sure they end up with no damage as well. Please go get your eyes checked, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this isn't like some little oopsie doopsie, some little fucky wucky situation. No, this is a big deal, dog. Like, anyone who's trying to downplay this or anyone who's just like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Who gives a shit? You're absolutely delusional. You wouldn't want that to happen to your eyesight. And I'm pretty sure these people didn't want it to happen to theirs. But I do get on the other side because trust me, I have no sympathy for anyone who still believes in Bored Apes, NFTs, or any of that shit. At this point, you deserve to just lose your money because you're just putting your money into a fire. That's literally all this is. You're putting it into a fire that's just going to go out anyway. So it's like, what's the point? But at the same time, I do still feel for the victims. I mean, no one should have to ever fear that they're going to lose their eyesight just because they want to go somewhere and celebrate something, even if it's as dumb as NFTs. But this is the situation that happened. And of course, you know, it's one of those things where when companies release their little PR statements and they sit there and say, oh man, you know, only a couple people got injured and it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, this is really the situation for probably some of those attendees when that shit happened. The victims reading the post, literally, they can't see. They're just looking at it like, oh, I don't know what the fuck any of that shit says, dog. And then they're having to go to the doctor and actually get their eyes checked. One opinion that I've been seeing get shared around recently, and it kind of sucks to even say this because it's probably true, is a lot of these people who've been affected by this probably don't give a shit. Once their eyesight comes back, if it comes back, they're probably just gonna be like, oh, well, hey, you know, mistakes happen, shit happens. Oh, well, hey, go Bored Ape NFTs. Whoa, this shit's fucking fire, bro. You know, that's probably going to be the end result. They're going to just go back to sucking the dick of Bored Apes and be like, this is the greatest shit in the world. NFTs, bro. This is the future, man. You need to hop on it now. You know, it's just going to go back to a daily routine. They're going to be like, oh, that event, hey, it was only for like a week or 2 weeks. You know, I only had to get medical treatment. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like I lost my eyesight. Who cares, right? That's the mentality that a lot of people think that the victims of the situation are going to have. They're just going to be like, hey, you know what, shit happens, but I'm all right? You know, these people got so much money to burn on NFTs. They got money to go get healthcare and get their eyes treated, and they're going to go back to like everything was normal if they weren't affected too badly, and they're just going to be like, hey, shit happens. When in reality, that shouldn't be the way it is at all. You should sit there and sue them fuckers. You should sit there and have some form of a lawsuit potentially. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know if they have a case. I would think they have one because, I mean, that's literally not safe. That's literally just putting your life at risk just showing up to the fucking party. But I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about this because this is very intriguing. I was like, how the fuck does this happen? And then to add the cherry on top is with Bored Apes NFTs. So that's like a match made in heaven for just the amount of stupidity and silliness of this entire situation. But yeah. Anyways, you made this far into the video, consider giving a like, subscribing to the channel. Hopefully I will be making more videos again soon. Don't know. I just wanted to make this one real quick. Yeah. Have a great one.